What is good, YouTube? It's your boy 50K Clay. I am Clay Will, and we are back tapped in with yet another video, man. And listen, today, man, I know y'all seen the title of the video. I know it might have some of y'all in an uproar, but I do not want to see Robert Pattinson's Batman in the DCU. Keep it away. Keep it away. I do not want to see him. I've been seeing a lot of like fan requests. People are making fan art and this, that, and the third, hoping that Robert Pattinson's Batman is translated into James Gunn's DCU. And I'm going to explain my reasoning for that in this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We're just short of 1,000 subscribers, so if y'all could help me reach that goal, I would really appreciate it. Number one reason why I don't want Robert Pattinson's Batman in the DCU. First of all, me personally, I don't know about y'all, but I'm overly tired of this ultra grounded, gritty, realistic Batman. Now, while Batman is definitely gritty, I'm sick of, like, we've seen for years with we had a whole franchise of the Christopher Nolan films where he was set in a realistic universe. The villains weren't all that elaborate. It wasn't a colorful universe at all. And while that worked for the time, and I definitely think that it was necessary to pull the character out of that zany Joel Schumacher type Batman stories, it was necessary for that time period. I think since like Man of Steel and even the Batman movie, I think we kind of grown tired. Us as an audience have grown tired, or I can't really speak for the general audience, but I know for me specifically, I'm kind of sick of the, grounded interpretation of Batman. We've seen it already. It's already been done. I want the Batman to live in a universe kind of that's similar to the Arkham City universe, where it is grounded, it is a little bit realistic, but at the same time, these characters can be realistic interpretations of who they actually are in the comic books. We get to see I want to see Frost villains. I want to see a giant crocodile monster man. I want to see a woman that has the ability to control plants. And with Matt Reeves' universe, we just aren't seeing that. And that's not to say that the director isn't good or the movie isn't good, although I personally didn't like it. I could see why other people do. I'm ready tonally to move on from that type of Batman film, and I'm excited for a new era and a new interpretation of the character. Like I said, something that's more akin to the Arkham City universe. I think Arkham City and the whole Arkham franchise as a whole really did a good job of balancing the idea of who Batman is, the character as a whole, and his universe, the universe that he lives in. I think some of the elements of who Batman is supposed to be got lost in translation with the Matt Reeves films. And for me personally, having watched those films, or having watched the first film and watched a little bit of the Penguin, I really couldn't get all the way into it. Something that I really want to see done differently is, going forward at least, if we are going to keep the Batman franchise in a separate universe, which is fine by me. Like I said, I just don't want it overlapping into the current DC universe as it's being shaped up and built up with movies like Superman and the show Peacemaker. I really wasn't feeling how they portrayed his Bruce Wayne to be. I know he was kind of supposed to be a recluse and stuff like that, but I think the Batman identity only really works well when you have Bruce Wayne being this playboy philanthropist type character. Otherwise, people would immediately suspect Bruce Wayne to be Batman because he's the one with the most money, the most resources, and especially if he's someone that's already a recluse, then that's going to make it even harder for him to maintain his secret identity. Now I hear tell that in the next movie he's going to be kind of more who he's supposed to be, but I really didn't get that vibe from the first film, so I would really love a really good Bruce Wayne translated onto screen as well. Bruce Wayne is more akin to his comic counterpart. Another thing is, tonally, the DCU versus Matt Reeves' Batman universe, those are two totally different beasts. Now, in James Gunn's Superman, we see him fighting giant kaiju-esque creatures and also fighting clones and stuff like that. I don't think those two worlds will really connect in terms of setting and tone, like I said. Now, Batman has obviously always been a totally different character from Superman, but even based on the tease we saw in Creature Commandos, this Batman fights villains like Dr. Phosphorus, who's has the ability to melt stuff and stuff. So I feel like I don't really know how well Robert Pattinson's Batman would translate into James Gunn's, being that they're totally two tonally different characters. They've already established the world in the Batman, and James Gunn is attempting to do the same, which is why we saw a tease of Batman in Creature Commandos. So it's clear that that character already exists in the DCU and the DC universe. We just have to do a little bit more exploring into who he is, and clearly he's encountered supervillains of the superpower nature, unlike in the Nolan films or in the Batman and stuff like that. So that's why I specifically want to see a Batman that's already ingrained in James Gunn's universe that he's building, not having to incorporate somebody and bring them into the fold and get them kind of acclimated into what this superhero universe is like. And we see James Gunn is already making plans for that with the upcoming Supergirl movie for one, but also most important to Batman, the upcoming Clayface, who is also in Creature Commandos. I feel like Clayface is going to be a great villain to introduce this Batman into the universe, because I heard it's gonna be like a horror film, and it's gonna have like body horror elements, and I think Batman being this mysterious creature of the night type character, he's gonna fit right into that world perfectly. I also just want to see something new entirely. In years past, we've gotten a lot of different interpretations of Batman, and I hear a lot of people are saying, well, the audience might be fatigued, they've seen Batman this many times. But I think if we got a truly comic accurate Batman, where he has his already established rogues gallery, he already has the established Robins, which is a concept that's going to be played with going forward, as I hear James Gunn talking about introducing Damian Wayne, who is actually the fifth Robin in the mainstream universe, but also like Batman's son. Clearly Robert Pattinson's Batman doesn't have a son, so I don't know how well Robert Pattinson again will fit into this DCU fold with the stories that they're already trying to tell for this character. You know, James Gunn, he says one thing, then in a couple months it'll be a whole different story of what's going on or what the DCU will look like. So I'm taking everything he says kind of with a grain of salt, and it's not that it's a bad thing that he'll say one thing. I know from his perspective, he's just trying to keep the fans updated in the process. He wants to keep them engaged with what's going on, and I appreciate that. But I just know that how this film industry works, how the film industry works, it might be a completely different story from where we're at right now in the lead up to the actual movie. That's my 2 cents on this Batman thing. What do y'all think? I saw recently Matt Reeves say that he's going to introduce a new character into a character that hasn't been seen on screen before in his next Batman movie. I don't know who that might be. I'm hearing the Court of Owls, Hush. I would really love a good Court of Owls story. I think that would be dope, like a secret society type of villain. So I could definitely see that playing out. But what do y'all think, man? Do y'all want James Gunn's Batman to be Robert Pattinson, or would you prefer a whole entire different director, different actor, different universe entirely? Let me know what y'all think, and I want to again thank y'all so much for watching. Please make sure to sub up, as we're just short of 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much for watching, man. We out.